Welcome to another episode of Sync And Desist.
Welcome.
Almost said another podcast.
That's right. So you have another cast for people. So that's really cool.
Yeah. This is nonsense. It might sound familiar.
Yeah. Yeah. The rebrand.
Yeah. Taking back what's mine.
That was so. We were actually talking about that earlier too, because there's a riff that I wrote that went to a project that I don't have anything to do with anymore. And you're like, well, you could take the riff back.
You said that like I don't have anything to do anymore. Do with it.
I'm like, it is a good riff though. But then we were like, well, I was like, I mean, I could write a riff that's probably a little more technical than that. So
yeah, because we've just been bringing back like this. We'll like bringing up again or bringing back both, of stuff from that era.
Yeah. 2016, 2017, that whole vibe. Which, like a memory came up, or you watched like a short clip of a show that I played back then too, and you're like, I didn't even know I had this. Mm-hmm. So the nostalgia's been in the air.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a completely different person from what I was in 2016, 2017 versus now. So, but I mean, I feel like a different person than what I was even just a few months ago, too. So,
yeah, a lot of us are different from that time, and some of us are the exact same.
You can only change if you really want to change. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously,
and not just saying you want to change, but actually,
right,
wanting to change.
What that entails, I know, is it can be hard. The steps toward that, especially making new habits, that's really difficult because it's a habit. You're used to doing it all the time, so you have to be conscious or conscientious of what you're doing, acknowledge what you're doing, and then break the cycle, I guess, make a new habit. Because habits in essence aren't a bad thing. Like there's people that habitually go to the gym, habitually go to church on Sundays. So
MTV's got to bring back True Life.
I never really watched that.
You didn't?
But no. I watched a good bit of programs.
There's an episode where the dude was addicted to exercising.
Oh, like to his detriment. Like he was.
He was seeing doctors. He's like, "This isn't healthy," because he was going to the gym like 5 times a day.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Like his body was like giving out on him.
Well, you need to rest because you need to, like, your body like regenerates.
Yeah,
so you need to give it time. But Rob, how has your week been?
Oh man,
I never get to ask you that anymore. So
not the past 2 episodes.
So the ball's in your court now.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I realize how bad I am at basketball, thanks to you showing me up on the court.
I was going to say something about the Lakers, but no, I've been straight. I went to the movies for the first time in 15 months. Saw A Quiet Place 2. And
I thought you were going to say Cruella. Good. I thought you were going to say Cruella.
I was going to see Spiral instead of A Quiet Place 2. But now Spiral is you can rent it from home now. So
I haven't seen it yet. So
yeah, I've heard it was bad, but like it's Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
It's a Saw movie, so I don't know if you expect it to be.
Because I've been rewatching the Saw movies. I didn't go see it because I'm not all the way caught up again because I'm rewatching them all over again, and I don't get what everyone's talking about, like because. I stand by the Saw movies. You know what they are.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be that.
Right.
So, like, even if Spiral is bad, it's like, It's a Saw movie.
That doesn't mean anything, right? Like, it's bad based on what standard?
Mm-hmm.
Like a award-winning drama, you know?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Although this new one kind of seems like it goes back to kind of the way the first one sort of felt, of that like CSI kind of vibe. Because after a while, it really didn't showcase a lot of that like police investigation
This
and
is like
forensics.
dirty cops.
Yeah.
And two cops that look the exact same.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went to the movies again. It felt the exact same because I went to Merchants Walk. And like no one ever goes there.
No kidding.
No one ever goes there.
It's like
so it felt the exact same going to the movies now that they're opening back up. It felt the exact same. Like no one was there.
Right.
But yeah, that I started a new old podcast. Yeah, that's been my week. Brought back This Is Nonsense.
Nice.
And I was going to do a episode because I also just before we started recording, I watched The Conjuring, and I was going to do an episode on The Conjuring, because it was going to be poetic because me and Brad met recording This Is Nonsense back in 2016, and the episode we did was a James Wan episode where we talked about The Conjuring. I'm not about to dedicate a whole episode to reviewing that movie. You know, it's really good.
Because I do remember that you did not really care for that movie that much when it came out.
I thought some of the scares were silly.
Yeah.
Like the Bathsheba on top of the dresser. And it like zooms in like Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
Like a Tarantino shot. I was like,
oh, yeah.
There's silly. It's a horror movie. What's she doing? And then like every time I watch it, I'm like, this movie gets better every single time I watch it. And now it's like one of my favorite horror movies.
You've seen it like, what, 9 times or something like that? More time. Nah, but
I watch it like once a week. I watch it like The Evil Dead. Like
oh, yeah. Oh, man. That's another one you talk about a lot there, too. But yeah, I think some movies do grow on you, like after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you get out of your head about it, because I know they were pumping it up as like, oh, it's the scariest movie of all time, and they do that. Like every couple of years, there's some horror movie that are like, it's the scariest movie of all time. And half the time it isn't really, but...
Make a movie about child support, and then maybe I'll get afraid.
That's good. Yeah, but because the thing is, like, some of the scariest shit happens in real life.
Yeah.
So
that's why the Babadook was so scary. Kids are terrifying.
Kids are terrifying.
And the kid wasn't even the scary part of the movie. It was the Babadook. I was like, yo, this kid's freaky as fuck.
It makes you not want to have kids.
Out.
Makes you not want to have kids, right?
Yeah.
No, but no, that's cool that you went to the old theater, got to get the feel again. Because I agree with you. That theater hardly had anybody. Like the last time I remember it being packed was seeing Avengers 1.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was it packed when we saw Endgame and Infinity War? Like there were people there.
It wasn't packed, no. But there was definitely a good bit of people there. But it wasn't like it was in like 2012. Like that was up until that point, like theaters were popping all the time.
Yeah.
Like anytime there was a premiere weekend, some blockbuster, especially in the summer, like you had to like pre-order tickets early on. But the last few years, that really hasn't been the case. Like,
it is weird getting back into the swing of things, like going to the movies. Because like I was looking at Fandango, I was like, so what time does and I had to like try to remember what Fandango was. Like, what was that movie app I have? But even then, like Fandango's like, welcome back. You're like one ticket away from your $5 rewards.
Still, yeah.
I was like, I need to be buying these tickets on Fandango again so I can get a discount, go almost for free. $5 ticket Tuesday, you go see a movie, you just pay the taxes.
What is the appeal to you to go to a movie theater? Like what attracts you to that? Is it simply nostalgia, or you just the sound system, the screen? Like, I'm just kind of curious, like what your thoughts are on that. Because some people are like, well, why? Even though theaters are open back up, like why go? You can just stay at home. So I just didn't know like how, what your opinion is on that.
Like in general, or like post pandemic. Well, I guess we're still in it, but
well, yeah, we're mostly past it, but I guess in general.
Well, for going like towards the end of the pandemic, it's like A Quiet Place 2 isn't on streaming services. It will be soon because of Paramount Plus, but just
still don't have it.
Yeah, no, it's I guess the thought it's cinema. It's like it's the theaters. It's like kind of, I guess, not even really nostalgia. I didn't go to the movies that much growing up because we were poor, and like I think I went to one movie all of high school. And it was The Book of Eli.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't have any. I think that's probably the only movie I saw in high school at the theaters. But so I can't say like a nostalgic thing like that. I would say the novelty that this is cinema. This is where you go to see movies. Because I started seeing movies after high school.
Mm.
Like, I think Super 8 was like the first movie that I saw. Was it? I think it was Super 8, the first movie I saw after high school. And then like it's like, all right, I'm making up for lost time. I'm going to the movies every single Friday. And like I did, like up until the pandemic, go to the movies every Friday pretty much. Even if it's not a big blockbuster movie. Like I saw like all of the A24 movies in theater. Like I saw The Witch in theater.
Mm-hmm. That one was a good one too.
that was the movie that like actually like, because it wasn't scary, but to me like that's the closest thing to like scary that I've been able to feel since I was a kid. Because it's like, like I'll never forget my experience seeing The Witch in theaters because like it's so intense and it builds the whole movie, and then like by the end, by the time it cuts to black and the credits roll, like from then to like from I got up to when I got to my car, then I exhaled. I was like, whew, that was intense. Like I sat in my car for like a few minutes. I was like, yo, that was amazing.
Right.
But like I don't get scared. Like shark movies are the only kind of movies that kind of like that freak me out because that's a real fear of mine is sharks and alligators.
Right.
And snakes.
Those things are real.
Yeah.
Like it's not
and
some
child support.
Yeah. We're gonna write a child support movie just to freak you out. That's what we're gonna do. No, but yeah, the experience of the theater, I get you. Cause like I love like the smell of popcorn, even though I'm not a big popcorn fan, honestly.
Me neither.
But
I like hate eating popcorn unless it's like kettle corn or whatever. Like I do not fuck with popcorn. I didn't know that about you.
I'm not that crazy.
Like popcorn,
nah.
but I do like the smell too.
Because I associate it with going to the theaters. Because like you, I mean, we didn't grow up rich or anything like that. So
far from
it. So going to the movies was like an event, right?
It's a luxury.
So when there was a specific movie that it's like, okay, usually during the summer, you like early, like spring to like late spring to early fall, somewhere in that range. Like it would be, it could be superhero movie or what was the Star Wars movies, like the prequels at the time. So yeah, it was definitely like you had to make the most of that time because we didn't go all the time. Yeah. And I wasn't exactly sure that you were going to the movies every Friday. I know you were going multiple times a month.
Yeah.
But when you said that, it just hit me. I was like, whoa, you made it a point to see a movie every Friday. That's a movie lover right there.
Yeah. Just this whole conversation reminds me, like, over there is where all my books are. Like, I have Patton Oswalt's book, and I still haven't finished it. It's about him being addicted to movies, and like he would go like multiple times a day sometimes, and like, yeah. So that's just this whole conversation just remind me to read that book. But it's funny, like you bring up Avengers, like 2012, like just sitting here thinking like that was the first MCU movie I saw in theater. Was because like we never saw the movies in theaters because we have to wait for it to come to like Blockbuster or the Red Box. And like some of the Avenger movies, the MCU movies I saw, was like on FX or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it'd be like a few months later that they'd premiere it.
Yeah, I did not see Iron Man in theater.
I did. I think I don't know if it was the exact opening weekend. It might have been a couple weeks later, but it was definitely a weekend. And we didn't know back then. We didn't know to stay until after the credits. So it was, I got the DVD later that year. I guess maybe Christmas time. And then watched it. And then I was like, wait, what is this? And it was the end credit scene, right? And I was like, are they doing it? Are they doing Avengers? So, yeah. And I made it a point to see almost every Marvel movie in theaters since then. But also, I do have 2 years on you. So, like, I was out of high school.
I forget that all the time.
Yeah, because I was just out of high school when the Hulk movie and the Iron Man movie came out that summer. So I graduated that May. Yeah. It was
when was that? It was like 08.
Mm-hmm. So I graduated in 08. And yeah, so after June, you know, I was still friends with some people.
You're old as fuck.
So
I say that I'm about to turn 29.
You right behind me, bro. Yeah. But yeah, I was chilling with one of my friends from high school, and we went to see Iron Man. So that was cool. But I don't think I've ever seen a Marvel movie alone too. It was that much of an event that it was like either a friend or a significant other or like a group. And like, oh man. And then when Age of Ultron came out too, like it was a whole group. It was like Heather and her now husband, and then my ex-girlfriend and me. And he was dressed up and everything too as Thor. It was so funny, dude. So like the movies really brought us together.
I've gone to MCU movies alone. Like probably like half of them.
Yeah, I mean
since 2012. Like I saw Winter Soldier alone. I saw Guardians. Like I've seen a lot alone. Like I go to movies alone a lot because I'm like, I gotta see this shit right now.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, I saw Force Awakens alone. Like, but then like, I guess maybe like all the Avengers, like the event movies I've seen, like with you or like I saw Age of Ultron with my dad and brother. Like I saw Ant-Man with them too. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this movie? Is this for kids? And
I felt the same way about that one.
I was like, yo, best end credit scene. What was the rest of that movie? But like it was decent, but like it's not for grown ups. It's for kids. But I remember seeing, because I saw Avengers 2012 with my dad opening day, packed in the hood. It was packed.
I'm sure people were going wild.
It was
in there.
The best experience. like when Loki was getting fucked up by Hulk, everyone was like, "Fuck that nigga." He's like, God damn, fuck that nigga.
You,
Because we were at East Point.
since we're going down memory lane to like,
So
so
this old lady had on a Hulk mask.
I
For no reason. She had on a Hulk mask and she had Iron Man's hands.
Oh my God. But you brought me to a black theater, to see Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
That
this
was-
white kid on a dashiki with his black friends. Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. No, but that was, yeah. People were going hype in there. They were, because like I'm just used to theaters where like everyone's just quiet, but the most you hear is like just kids
Merchants Walk.
Merchants Walk, dude. There was one I grew up with, is even smaller theater, but like no one would ever say anything. It could be the most incredible movie ever. No one says anything. Most you'd hear is just like some baby crying or something in the corner, but that's it. It was like, wow, yeah. So
yeah, because I saw Joker with you at Merchants Walk, and I saw it at the theater we saw Black Panther at. And when Joker killed the dude that gave him the gun, and the little dude was there too, that scene, when we saw it, it was dead silent. You go to a black theater.
they'd be like, what the fuck?
Like, this is so fucked. Like, it's hilarious. Like, night and day is hilarious.
Right.
Like, we were cracking up during that scene.
Yeah, we were. We were
Fucked up.
You're fucked up. I'm
like, speak
I'm
for
an
yourself.
angel. No, but like that was, you really get to see like the two different like temperaments of different sides of town, different cultural tendencies and stuff. Is that I guess the more suburban areas, people just aren't as hype on that, So
Like, you gotta be polite. Like,
yeah,
no, you're gonna ruin their experience. You gotta be quiet in the movie.
and that's a subject all on its own right there, that you could go down the whole tangent of like
Theater etiquette.
yeah, or just cultural etiquette, quote unquote. Like how some people are raised with certain mindsets versus others. But yeah, that was dope. I miss that. I do miss going to a theater and getting hype.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, so there'll always be a piece of me that will want to go to a concert depending on what bands are playing, and then will want to go see a movie depending on the movie.
Yeah. What was your best movie, like, theater experience? Like, which movie? Because mine was Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers 1. That was yeah.
And my dad was like, he came to me, he's like, Avengers is coming out, right? I was like, yeah, I'm about to buy my tickets. Like, you better not buy it without me. He was like, I'm going.
Best movie experience. Oh my God. I gotta go way back to Spider-Man 1.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think you were 10 when that came out. I was 12.
Probably. It came out May 3rd.
Yeah.
What year? 2000?
2002. Yeah.
It was my dad's birthday, and we were like, Dad, we want to surprise you. We want to take you to see Spider-Man.
Take us to see Spider-Man.
Like, oh, thanks. He had to pay and everything.
No, but yeah, that just the way that it made me feel at that age.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even now, like, it does hold, like, some of it doesn't hold up necessarily, like, effects wise, and like some story choices are very early 2000s.
Like Sam Raimi's character choices in the movie, like, just his whole universe period is like,
yeah,
kind of cringy. Like, not even in retrospect, like in that time, it's like, why are they acting like that?
Right. But at the same time, it was like, it was such a like whimsical experience to see that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was just in awe. It was like seeing the Spider-Man suit like real. and him soaring through the buildings and fighting Green Goblin. But it wasn't just that.
You gave me goosebumps. That movie is.
Yeah. It, like, the fact that it's about identity, it's about, growing up and everything, just the way that they handled a lot of the character arc and like him just not being able to get his life together. It felt more like, they were just interested in telling stories with Spider-Man in it. Mm-hmm. And that's how the Dark Knight trilogy felt for a lot of people too, is it's like, it's just a intense story with a superhero in it. It wasn't like a superhero story.
Mm-hmm. The Dark Knight, I did not see in theaters. Ooh. I didn't see any of them in theaters
I got
until
goosebumps. So it was,
I didn't see any of them until Dark Knight Rises in theater. But best, which one was a better experience? Spider-Man 1 or Spider-Man 2 in theater? Because I saw that start like 6. Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 hit different. That way, it was like kind of more of the same feeling, but it hit a little bit harder. I go back to 1 because there was nothing like it at the time. The closest thing to it was X-Men 1, which I didn't see in theaters because I was 10. So my parents were like, eh. So I saw it later, like on TV. See that one in theaters. Oh, really? That's crazy. But yeah, but Spider-Man 2 was a better movie than Spider-Man 1. Mm-hmm. But Dark Knight. Yeah, you reminded me of that one. 2008. I just remember like there was one scene in it's where Joker is my dad loved. He loved Batman Begins. I loved it. It blew my mind. And then when Dark Knight came out, I just remember like that feeling of like something's grimy, something's up, kind of that underbelly, the city underbelly feel, right? Of like it just felt, it's a crime thriller, and that scene where Joker is like messing with the guy like on tape, right? And I remember like my parents like looked at each other and all I could hear them say was, "Oh my God." They were like blown away the acting of this thing, and I was like, this is it. Like this is as far, of course at the time I was thinking this is as far as superhero movies can go. But no, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's just going down memory lane. Like, I feel like since we're on the other end of the pandemic, it seems we're
not yet
trying to get back to normal. Let me edit my words.
Not yet. They just shut down Mission Impossible 7. Tom Cruise.
Or 8? 8?
I don't know.
I don't know what number they're on. I think it's
12?
8. I think we're on 8.
But they just shut down Mission Impossible because of COVID.
Yeah.
After Tom Cruise went off on the crew because they weren't wearing masks.
Mm.
He was right.
That's why they the Batman, didn't they? Because Robert Pattinson, didn't he have it or something? Mm-hmm. So they postponed filming for a little bit.
Didn't they finish filming?
Yeah.
Because I know another movie just finished filming. I forget which one. But yeah.
Well.
Movies film and then they finished.
In best case scenario, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them become entirely other movies. Like the Five Nights at Freddy. I mean, whatever it's called.
Willy Wonderland.
What
Willy's
even happened
Wonderland.
With that?
I don't know. I rented it, by the way. Yeah, Willy's Wonderland. Yeah.
Became a totally different movie.
I heard it was good. Like, hella campy, but...
Let me know if it's good.
Let me be the judge.
At this
I'm
point...
the horror aficionado.
No, not even just the horror. Like, I let Rob, like, determine my opinion on things. I'm not going to lie. I'll be like, oh, was that good? He'd be like, nah, that was trash. That was a trash movie. Oh.
That's not entirely true, because you like movies that I didn't like. You're like, hey, Rob, I like that movie. Like,
if I've
you're
already
more
seen
forgiving of some movies,
that's true. I am.
like Wonder Woman.
I was a
84.
little more. Yeah, I didn't think it was as bad as you did. I didn't love it.
I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was a little worse.
But it's different if I've already seen the movie and then I'm like, nah, it was all right. That's pretty decent. And you're like, nah, it was bad. Like, oh, okay. But if I haven't seen it yet and you tell me that movie was garbage, you're like, ooh, okay. Yeah. I guess it's bad. I guess it's garbage.
Have there been movies that I was like, nah, that movie is trash. And then you seem like, I liked it.
Yeah. We talked about this one before, but I think some of my opinions of movies were based on like who I was like dating at the time. Because there was a chick I was dating in 2016, and like we went to see so many superhero movies, and I wanting so badly them to be good, and now I look back, I was like, yeah, that wasn't very good, but I had a good time with who I was with. And I liked that the girl liked what I liked, which is superheroes and horror films. So,
because like when I was told about you, because you were originally going to be an episode earlier on This Is Nonsense. You were supposed to be on the Blair Witch episode.
Yeah,
because we saw it because you saw it, and like me and Brad never spoke, didn't know who each other were at all.
Yeah,
and
right.
And the co-host was like, yeah, so this dude Brad, he's like, yeah, this dude I know, Brad, he really liked Blair Witch. He said he really wants to talk about it. And then I think you had to work. I think like your shift got switched or something like that because we were about to record it.
Ooh, yeah.
And then like you had to work. And then we were like, all right, we'll talk about something else. Like we want to talk about James Wan. But like after we saw it, Blair Witch, I was like, he liked this movie?
Yeah.
I was like, how's this episode going to go?
I was like, yeah, I liked it. Yeah. Yeah, I liked it.
And then like you're like, yeah, I saw Age of Apocalypse, X-Men Age of Apocalypse. And you're like,
was that what it was called?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. And
Apocalypse.
Because you were more
man.
like you're like,
oh, because I don't think it was really.
And then I was like, yo, read my article on Elo Talk. Had nothing positive to say about that movie.
Looking back to, I think it's one of my least favorite X-Men movies.
It's like, is that one worse or is Dark Phoenix worse?
Well, I still never seen that one.
Don't.
Yeah, that's why.
Also, don't have to. It doesn't exist anymore.
So
thanks old Ralph Boner.
Ralph Boner.
Wow, you had his exact response.
Ralph Boner. Bonner. It's pronounced Bonner. Rafe Bonner.
They really did. Both of our stomachs growl at the same time?
Maybe. We hungry over here?
We're synced up.
Y'all got to sync up with us. Yeah, sync up with us.
Yeah. Trying to think of any other good. Actually, when we saw Blair Witch, it was either Blair Witch or The Conjuring 2, because I saw The Conjuring 2 twice in theaters. We went to the Regal, and we call it Murder Chair because there's like no one was in the theater. It was like just us. I think it may have been like a Ticket Tuesday, $5 Ticket Tuesday.
Right.
And we may have already picked our seats, and I think there was reserved seating. We had already picked our seats. Then we get to the theater to sit down, and we're like, "What's that sound?" Because like the AC's on, and we're like, "What is that sound?" It's behind us, and we're watching a horror movie, and then like we look back, and it's like, "Yo, there's a trash bag over one of these seats, and the AC is like making it sound like this weird sound. It's like, it sounds like someone's behind us, but no one's in their room. So it's like, We just started calling it Murder Chair.
Oh yes, and you're very into the paranormal as it is. So speaking of which, I've never seen Paranormal Activity movies in theaters either. Never saw any of them in theaters.
I think I saw 3 in theaters.
There's like a million of those too.
Mm-hmm.
So
what else is there that we've never seen in theaters that would be surprising?
have you seen a single Star Trek movie in theaters?
No.
There's one. Lord of the Rings, Hobbit.
Mm-mm. I've never seen all of The Hobbit. I've read more of The Hobbit than I've seen The Hobbit.
Same, actually.
And I didn't get past the first chapter of The Hobbit.
Harry Potter movies?
No, because Christian.
I mean, same, but like currently Christian. So no, I will not partake in such witchcraft.
Wasn't my say. And my mom doesn't remember ruining my childhood. Taking away Pokemon, Digimon, and Harry Potter.
Thanks, Mom.
And she doesn't remember it at all. She like took up contraband.
She's in denial. She's in denial.
Put it all in trash bag. I had to put in my plush Pikachu. My Pikachu pencils.
Everything that has to do with Pokemon.
I had to throw. What was the dinosaur? The main character?
Charizard?
No, of Digimon.
Oh, Agumon?
I had
or Greymon?
Yeah, I had a toy of him. It was like a transformer of him. It was like the this baby version, and then it transformed into the big version.
Yeah, I think I had that.
Yeah. It was a dope toy. Wish I still had it. As I said, it's almost 29. Wish I still had my toys.
Like you could go on Amazon and find it.
Probably $500.
Thanks, Mom, because you have $500 in the hole now. Like, what'd you spend $500 on? My Greymon toy. What is that?
You wouldn't remember. It was very traumatic. But I'd rather spend $500 on some Shadow Jordan 1s. Ooh, want them, need them. But I definitely saw the first and I think second Matrix in theaters. I definitely saw the second one in theaters. I'm pretty sure I saw the first one.
I didn't see any of them in the theaters.
I had to see that highway scene in theaters. I was like, Mom, Dad, either one of you. I heard this highway scene was crazy. It took a long time to film it. Got to see this. That and the Oracle scene.
Yeah, the Matrix 1 is a masterpiece. Matrix 2 and 3 are cool too. But I'm partial to the first.
I barely remember the third one. I may have seen it in theaters, actually. The third Matrix, because I remember like them fucking and like.
That's what you took out of that?
That's all I remember of that movie.
You don't even remember the action sequences or nothing?
No, what happened? Was it like Common in it?
I think so. Yeah. Jada Pinkett Smith was in, yeah. What a time.
Yeah. What else? I definitely saw Chronicle in theaters.
Yeah, I did too. I did see that.
I may have even seen it twice in theaters.
Chronicle was basically Akira, the anime movie from the 80s. Yeah, it's basically the same concept. Friend goes mad with power. But it also kind of has a Power
Sync And
Rangers feel
Desist.
too. So just to wrap things up.
Also, not at all.
Define. I feel like movies is definitely one thing. After this past year, 14 months or more. that I know that I'm ready to like kind of get back into the swing of things, because there is a nostalgic love of it, and it has its place in culture and entertainment. When you want your full undivided attention to a movie or an artist performing, you go to a concert, you go to a movie. So even though technology, like, I mean, you don't have to leave your house, to experience any of this. Like, you can pay for tickets to a concert and just watch it on your TV.
I did.
Yeah.
Silent Planet.
Yeah. It's like, it's a thing now. So it's like, so if you actually make the effort to go out and watch something or see something, it's like, that is more special in a lot of ways because you dedicated your time and you drove out there, So I think there's a place.
I hate when I see a bad movie in theaters and I want my money back so bad. Like, you robbed me.
You robbed Rob.
Yeah. And Rob robs. You robbed the robber. Named Robert. Can't you tell I'm hungry? I need a Snickers.
It's about time. Yeah, it's about time for you to get some food.
Yeah. I forget what I was about to say. Oh, what was the last movie you saw before D-Day?
Before D-Day. The last movie I saw.
'Cause I saw the only movie I saw in theaters was Birds of Prey before. The only movie I saw of 2020 was Birds of Prey in theaters. February.
Oh man, the last movie I saw, I feel like it was Joker. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn, when did Joker come? It was
October
like
2019.
Damn. You didn't even see the Star Wars?
No, not in theaters.
Was that the year it came out?
Yeah, that is the year. Is right. That is correct. But nah.
I saw the Star Wars. I was like, this is the last Star Wars I'm going to watch. It was better than the last Star Wars. A little bit. I do like the throne room scene, but I'm done with Star Wars. Cause The Mandalorian. There was a season last year. That was a good season.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, I was like, I'm done with the Star Wars. Every time, like, I've not started or plan on starting the Bad Batch. I'm done with the Star Wars.
It's been too long since I've seen a movie in the theaters.
So. Have you seen the last Star Wars?
Yeah, I have.
You saw it on
Disney Plus.
On Disney. Damn.
That's how long I waited to see it.
Did you like that Star Wars?
Well, it was decent. I think better than Last Jedi for me on the rank. I don't know where I'd rank it, but we started from episode 1 all the way to episode 9. Well, we even watched Solo. So yeah, we watched like 10 movies, however many Star Wars movies are in order.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
There was something in How I Met Your Mother. There she is again. There's a window right here for those of you at home.
There's a dog. I see a dog.
Yeah. But there's some theory in How I Met Your Mother where they're like at a certain age, there's a certain year cut off. Like if you were born before this year, you like Return of the Jedi. If you were born after, you don't like Return of the Jedi. I cannot stand that movie. Like there's like maybe like a couple good parts. I hate that movie.
I like that movie.
You do?
Yeah.
Like fuck the Ewoks, man. Fuck the Ewoks.
Yeah. I enjoy that movie. I don't know.
Is the cutoff year 91?
Maybe.
Because 92, I hate it. 90, you like it.
Mm-hmm. I do. Now, I liked it for a few other reasons.
Because I have
of the movie.
Because I have the for those of you at home, there's a TV right off screen, and I have all my DVDs and Blu-rays, and I have the OG trilogy on box set. Because growing up, I was obsessed with Star Wars. Like I want like my whole sleeve, which I have no tattoos, but I want a whole sleeve of Star Wars. Now, like I would hate myself had I done that. Like someone was like, "Yo, wouldn't mind having that right now." Like, but I have the George Lucas cut of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So it has the additional like CG like characters in like the fucking singing, the aliens singing at the whatever. Like, yeah, this is stupid.
But I do enjoy that film. But yeah, that may be a year cutoff thing.
Yeah, because like I don't know. Like it has a lot of like iconic Star Wars stuff in, like Slave Leia has
that's what I'm talking about.
Throwing Palpatine or whoever the fuck
down the shaft.
That the redemption of Darth Vader. Like it has some good stuff in it, but as a whole, I'm like, yo, fuck this movie. It has Luke kicking Boba Fett, and like he's so far away from kicking one of the dudes, and like you can see like he's like 2 feet away from kicking him, and he still reacts. Like it's just so much. Like I cannot stand the Ewoks. I can't stand them turning CP3O, the most cut character in all of Star Wars, into a god, a golden god. Shout out to Machine Gun Kelly, Golden God. But yeah. But A New Hope is one of the most classic, iconic movies of all time. One of the most solid movies of all time. That's one of the best told stories of all time.
Yeah.
And Empire is one of the greatest, is arguably the best sequel of all time. The best number 2 in a trilogy of all time.
Twist that changed cinema too. That, like, it's been recreated through blockbusters ever since then. To like let's try to like subvert people's expectations.
Dark Knight, is Empire pretty much, like
exactly darker. Same with they did it with Indiana Jones too. The second one was like hella darker. It actually was so dark that was the first movie to have a PG-13 rating. That's where that came from.
Winter Soldier is hella Empire.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Marvel tries to recreate the Star Wars effect over and over again.
So like, it's just I just grew up and just started to not care for Star Wars, and like even Force Awakens, I saw that in theaters that opening Thursday. I had to see. I remember, you can ask Phil. We were on our lunch break at the warehouse, and I was on Fandango. I was like, yo, I have to see this movie right tonight. I have to see this tonight. And like, I didn't, like, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it as much. But I was still, because like, This Is Nonsense co-host, like, I was going, like, they weren't going, him and another friend were not going to see it opening day that Thursday, but then they're like, fuck it, we're seeing it tonight. And I was like, yo, which theater are y'all at? Which showing are you at? I will buy a ticket right now. I will see it again. Cause I was in the first showing. They were going to the second one. I was like, then they just went to a different theater, I think, cause it sold out. And I was like, I will see it again right after this. But that the Millennium Falcon reveal, my eyes watered up. I was like, yo, we're back in Star Wars. But I didn't care for The Force Awakens. And then since then, I was like, yeah, Star Wars just isn't for the generation, my generation. It's for another generation. So like, I just started to like not care for Star Wars anymore. But Star Wars was my favorite fandom. Yeah.
There's a lot of fandoms to choose from since we were a kid, but a lot of them have progressed really far. now. So like you have so many options and different mediums of entertainment to enjoy those things in. So if you grow out of Star Wars, no big deal. You got DC, you got Marvel, you got Harry Potter, you got Lord of the Rings, you got Star Trek, you got D&D, you got anime, you got like all this stuff that you can choose from. Because it's perfectly natural to grow out of certain things because it's for a certain demographic or age group, but there'll always be a fandom that suits your age and your experience level.
Yeah, mine might not be anime anymore. It might be hentai.
Up the rating. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're old enough now.
Yeah. Yeah. And Brad can attest, I thought, because this is nonsense, I thought Solo was the dumbest fucking idea. Why are we making a Solo movie? Then Solo came to Netflix like, yo, this movie fucks. Yo, I was wrong. I tweeted out and posted on Facebook and everything. And everyone was like, see? But we hate the movie. I was like, yo, this movie's dope as fuck.
The triple cross at the end is dope too. I love it. Like, I knew you knew that I knew. It was basically that in gun form. I'm crossing you. No, I'm crossing you. Yeah. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Whose side of?
And yes, how he got his name is stupid, but like it was a dope movie. But yeah, and also Ron Howard. I love Ron Howard. And I'm blanking out on his name. The cinematographer. He's Deakins. One of my favorite. No,
that's right.
Bradford Young.
One
of my black cinematographer, one of the greatest cinematographers to walk this planet. He did Arrival as well.
Nice.
Yeah. And Selma, I believe. And A Most Violent Year. But yeah, movies. Movies in movie theaters, you know what I'm saying? Brad, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Brad Pallone and Twitter at Brad_Pallone. And you can also find my photography at Ghost Proof Photography on all social media platforms. And you can find my music at Battle of Heart, the handle. And we're on all social media platforms and also stream us too. Battle of Heart and Mind on all streaming platforms. And you, Rob?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at RobertDXN. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and please subscribe to This Is Nonsense on wherever you listen to podcasts and YouTube, the YouTube videos as well, video version of the podcast. And yeah, new episodes every Thursday. And yeah, subscribe on both video and audio because there may be some bonus episodes that don't get videos. So do subscribe on all fronts. And thank you for the positive response as well. But you can find Sync and Desist at Sync and Desist on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Should we do a Sync and Desist TikTok?
Maybe.
Bring back the sad vlogs. That's probably not a bad idea. But I forgot what I was about to say. Something. Oh, the Discord.
Yeah.
Reach out to either of us, and we can send you the Discord. We're doing like a beta test of it, kind of right now, and then we'll open it up to you all. And you can find Sync and Desist every Tuesday. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever you listen to podcasts. But 5 o'clock works. 5 a.m. works.
We'll keep it at that.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's working. So yeah, but we will catch you next week.
Later.